Oh, yes. I was just looking at this telephone book. Yes. I've been friending quite a few bail bond companies. Yes, those private businesses. Yes. And I just wanted to know of all the not guilties, no, all the guilty pleas. Yes. How many individuals actually had the amount of money necessary to post bond? Pooch. Now let's see. I informed the judge that I was not given personal service. The judge says, well, fuck you. You're still getting prosecuted. Public defender doesn't admit the evidence and does a sham pleading. The judge does a double pleading where he permits the double plea. And I'm sitting here on the street because you don't seem to understand $1,000 bond is a lot for 27 days in jail. Where you requested my presence in court to explain why I wanted to reschedule a mental health examination. Now, all the time that I spent in jail, if you had removed that protection order when you issued it in 2012, how many times would I went to jail? Now, you don't seem to understand the private rights of American citizens. You issued a protection order on May 31st because of the arrest that I experienced on May 27th. You did not wait for the verdict of the jury of not guilty. And you refused to remove the court order because in your mind 9/10 of the law is the actual ownership of your personal property. I actually have 1/10 of it and I'm wanting the rest of it. Now, there are a few phone numbers you can make. You can call in jail. Yes. There's the public defender's office, those 80 recorded phone calls where I said it was a vexatious court proceeding when you arrest me for wanting to reschedule a mental health evaluation when I know that the protection order should have been removed in 2012 and you kept renewing it until 2016. Do you not understand the amount of damages? Now, why don't you just decide that you're going to enforce my private ownership of all of my property, and then you're going to move aside and allow me to sue every oath, badge, and attorney in this nation? Now, I was friending those that have bail bond companies because let's say you controlled the mouth of those that pleaded guilty. Choo-choo. And they did put up the $1,000 or $15,000 or $25,000 bail, and they committed a $2,500 bond. Yes, get me the actual bail bonds of all of those that have been found guilty because they pleaded guilty to a crime they didn't commit. Now, bail bondsman, I don't really know this because I've never been able to post bail. Pooh! Do they receive some sort of income from bonding out of jail any individual that pleads guilty? Yes. Where they don't get to keep the $2,500 on the $25,000 bail, or do they get like 50% interest? I mean, I don't really know how they make their money. Yes. I know that you can post bail. Yes. In fact, when you go through all the bail bonds of every individual that's pleaded guilty, I would say that I could sue each and every judiciary when I can prove that you spoke through their mouth and had them plead guilty when they didn't commit the crime. Oh. Now, this bail bond business, because I've been looking at some of these companies that I do actually friend. What if all the income that they were making from all the bonds, the bails that they had been posting, was completely unnecessary because you as a cop are never fucking wrong when you arrest somebody? Well, then, it looks like the citizens have been paying some sort of interest to be able to bail themselves out when you arrest them for crimes they didn't commit because you had to have them plead guilty, motherfuckers. Now, why don't you get me the phone numbers of every jail in the United States, and then I'd like to know how many bail bondsmen. Yes. Well, let's say you're in jail. Okay, you're in jail. You're really not doing much, and you thought, well, why don't I call a bail bondsman? Because only certain bail bonds can actually get on the jail manual. Or you're sitting there, you got nothing to do. You got nothing to do. You're in jail. And the judge says, well, if you can post a $500,100 bail, pooch, you could bond yourself out. Now I'm putting up $50,000 of my personal collateral. How much in interest cost would that be? Because could you get me all the applications and signatures for every bail bond in every jail of the United States where you could bond yourself out right the fuck down? Now I'm going to sue you for any and all expenses of somebody having to bond themselves out of jail when you knowingly had them fucking arrested.